There's something in the water. He's shooting at me.
Jesus.
Get him. This is horrifying. He won't take his leather jacket off. That's got to be uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a wet leather jacket now.
That's going to chafe.
Talking to me about Full House like you know anything about Full House. There was a scene where Uncle Joey kissed a chimp on some game show.
Wow. That,
you know?
You just gave me a lot of stuff there all at once.
Well, I think they...
So first of all, cut it out. We're talking Full House.
Apparently.
Dave Coulier, raconteur of the 90s.
Ruined Alanis Morissette for one whole album.
I'll say late 80s, early 90s. that weird part of the decade transition where we didn't know as a nation what to laugh at. Full House or America's Funniest Videos. Either way, Bob Saget was in your home. It was a great time to be alive.
And he was delightful. The screen's black. There we go. Loading.
Just vamping through a loading screen. You know how we do.
Loading, McFly. Hello. Star Wars Dark Forces on PlayStation 1. Welcome back to Watson and James Don't Play. My name is Kyle Katarn.
And I don't know, fucking Watson. I don't care.
I don't care. None of this matters.
None of this matters, Fryman.
Options.
Think, McFly. Think I could just make my own Doom copy? I
No.
gotta have time to skin
Oh, no, I put the
stuff.
difficulty level on medium.
Why?
Oh, no. Abort mission.
Immediately.
Go back. Why are we aborting the mission? Just end mission. I don't like the word aborted. Abort the mission. Get rid of it. I'm not ready to be a parent yet.
Easy.
I'm trying.
Easy. There you go.
All right. I think it
Nailed
worked. Many Bothans died to make this game.
Mon Mothma, everybody.
They really did a good job exploring her character in the Andor series, you know?
Which I still haven't watched.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I'll say it. I've kind of left Star Wars. I don't know.
I get it, you know?
And it wasn't even like a big, oh, this made me mad, so I'm going to storm off.
Like, it wasn't your idea?
Over the years, I just sort of drifted away from it, you know? To where at this point, yeah, I'm just not even keeping up with it. And haven't been for a while.
The mid-'90s for Star Wars, it was the Wild West on adaptations. They were just doing whatever.
We were so full of hope back then, you know? They were like, you have an idea for Star Wars? Fucking write a novel.
Right.
Do it.
Do a book.
It'll be fun.
It's going to have new characters in it that aren't anywhere remotely mentioned in the movies. Good.
Awesome.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
What's that? You're not going to be a slave to the text or go off in crazy directions? Or maybe you'll do both? Who cares? There's room for it all.
They're like, no, we're just going to make a cool story within the Star Wars universe. And
yeah, take your mind to a time before the prequels. When anything was possible.
Take your mind to a time before Disney, really, because even when the prequels came out, Disney didn't own Star Wars yet. These novels and Dark Forces books, they were still getting pumped out. There were still cool offshoot adaptations. Some of the Star Wars comics were kind of out there, but they were neat, you know?
The comics were kind of in their own lane, and everybody had their own little space for more Star Wars stories. It was a good time to be a fan.
Anyway, Kyle Katarn is the main character in Star Wars Dark Forces. He is the B.J. Blazkowicz of the Star Wars universe.
I think in hindsight, I should have taken a deep, gulp when I saw some of the digital effects he added to the special editions that came out right before Episode 1.
Sure.
So, by 97, we were like, holy shit. He's putting out Star Wars in theaters again.
Wonderful.
He's added digital effects, and this is the 90s, man. Jurassic Park's already come out, so could you imagine what they could do with Star Wars? We gotta go see this.
George had to keep up with Spielberg.
And he just kept tinkering, and that really should have been a red flag for what the prequels were gonna be.
Right, and anyone that worked for him, no one's gonna tell, hey, George, maybe...
This is the George Lucas story. That everybody knows at this point, I feel like, what was going on.
Maybe bring it back.
I don't know. I just think it's good that Michelangelo didn't sneak back in and try to tinker with David. You know what I mean?
Immediately thought about
Ninja
stealthy Michelangelo and Ninja Turtle, and I'm like,
oh, going to see critters.
Michelangelo, he's not sneaky at all. He's in your face. They never let him go out in the world. Raphael, He was a little more subtle. He was a little more like, all right, I want to be a person.
Name me one thing cooler than a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in a trench coat and fedora.
Doesn't happen.
It doesn't exist.
Nothing happens.
It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
It's the height of coolness.
Where did they come up with this stuff?
It's amazing.
Where do I go?
Good times. Yeah, what is happening here?
I'm Kyle Katarn. I'm here to get the. I'm here to
say
get
that like that means anything.
I'm here to get the Death Star plans.
Well, get him, man.
I'm trying.
You're letting Mon Mothma down right now.
I have a red key. I gotta figure out
what I'm trying to tell you.
Where to take the red key. Even if I didn't let Mon Mothma down, she would find a reason to like disapprove of me.
Boy, you weren't kidding though when you said this was just Doom Star Wars.
It's Doom Star Wars. It's Doom / Wolfenstein Star Wars.
There you go. Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
It's the same type.
There's a door. Can I go through? Ah, here we are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, progress.
Making progress.
Whenever they developed this game, what they wanted to do, they wanted to add height to it, so you can look up and down.
Okay.
That was kind of
that's its contribution.
Yeah, that's its to this style of game. Yeah, that's its contribution.
All right.
I think it's valid.
Respect.
So they put little things down on the ground.
It's a little thing, but it does. Yeah, you're right. Now that I'm noticing it, yeah, it's different.
They wanted to make it tall, not just all flat, on one plane.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were levels in Doom, but your guy just shot up automatically.
Right.
And to a certain extent, that happens in this game. There is some auto aim, but
it's tweaking it.
Yeah.
It's tweaking the formula.
Nothing I love more than being tweaked a little bit. Give me a little tweak.
Just a little.
Just don't get crazy.
Let me know I'm wanted.
It's
desired.
It is attached to me.
It is attached. Handle with some care.
Some care, but don't be too nice. It's a middle ground.
It is. Firm, but what's the word?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Oh well. Wanted to sound like NPR there for a second.
You want to sound like NPR? We're not whispering nearly enough.
We're not whispering nearly enough. Come closer.
I listen to NPR every morning and they don't whisper.
No,
they have good sound engineers.
It's been exaggerated, but that's because they sound like they're right in your ear because they have good sound engineers.
They have really good sound, fucking phenomenal sound engineers in NPR. I want an NPR movie. They might as well.
What would that be about?
Oh, just some guys getting together in a closet covered in pillows and being like, we're going to do the news. And it's going to sound incredible. And it's going to be about 15 minutes long, the movie. It's going to be a short film, at best.
You should watch Difficult People. One of the characters works at PBS.
Oh, awesome. All right, I'll do that then.
So similar,
Yeah.
You know who plays him?
Huh.
Dr. Venture.
Oh, hell yeah.
His name's Arthur on Difficult People.
There really is an adaptation for everything, isn't there?
Things get recycled in different forms. I was thinking about that wave of 90s movies that were all like Shakespeare and Jane Austen adaptations.
Yeah.
There was like 10 Things I Hate About You and She's All That and Clueless and all these movies that are like retellings and essentially loose adaptations.
Some of them are a little more specific, like Romeo. Is it Romeo plus Juliet?
Well, that's just a straight adaptation. Yeah.
Right.
They didn't really change anything.
John Leguizamo was perfect in that movie, though.
And just probably, I'm going to say, maybe the best Mercutio ever. Not John Leguizamo, obviously. But the actor playing Mercutio, that's who I think of whenever he was so good. And there's been a lot of Mercutios over the years.
Bunches.
So yeah, I was thinking about those kind of adaptations and stuff. And then, yeah, like you said, there's so many that your mind just kind of boggles when you sit down and try to think about it.
Leguizamo, he was in a different adaptation when I was a kid. He was Luigi in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Right.
Holy shit, what a horrible movie.
How many Marios are there between the two of you?
There's three. There's Mario and Luigi Mario.
Terrible, objectively terrible movie.
Awful.
A lot of fun, but terrible.
Yeah, I'll watch it. It's a whole movie. It's completely like it's put together well in the sense that it is a full movie. There's a beginning, middle, and end. There's a way to understand it. There's
when you think about how hard it is to make a movie, yes, it's astounding that it exists.
Right. They really did it. They finished the movie somehow.
Everybody showed up.
No, I'm not going to say.
They managed to turn the cameras on every time. Somebody presumably wrote some stuff down for them to read.
I'm assuming John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins were just hammered drunk the entire movie.
Gotta be.
I mean, how else do you get through that shit show?
Well, I guess really the thing is people complain now about everything being based on IP, existing IP. You know, it's just a sequel to this, it's a prequel to that, and that's kind of dominating movies and even a lot of TV, you know. But if you zoom out just a minute and realize everything is an adaptation of something else, whether directly or indirectly, and influences are everywhere, it's okay.
You guys just packed into that uniform.
And I think people don't mind if it's done well.
Right.
You know what I mean? When Marvel was hitting and doing well, nobody minded. But when you don't leave room for other stuff, that's when it gets bad for everybody. The quality of art overall goes down.
White Sausage Man, go talk to Vader. It's important. Have a chat with him.
Choke him.
Choke him. That collar's choking him already. Just finish the job.
Maybe pop some of those allergy pills stuck to your chest. Help some of that swelling go down.
You talk about 90s video game adaptations.
So anyway, that's my rant about adaptations.
I mean, we got a lot of time to go. We got 20 more minutes to
but
rant.
I'm just saying that's my main point about them is that they're good. They can be done well.
They can be done well, and a well done adaptation as far as video game adaptations go is Mortal Kombat, the first movie.
Okay.
I liked it.
You're
it's a lot
citing
of
that
fun.
as a good example.
Absolutely, it's a great movie.
I think it's notable that you were a child when that came out.
I'm not a child now, and I still really enjoy it.
You're like those people who are like, I hate movies. Movies are so dumb, except for this one movie, and it just happens to be a movie they watched 1,000 times when they were 8.
And it happens to be really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, though.
Yeah, it's always like George of the Jungle or some shit like that.
It's a solid... Listen, Mortal Kombat's a stupid fucking game. Let's establish that. Meaning that it's just a silly fighting game.
It's a
where
landmark game.
You pull people's spines out.
Phenomenal for what it is.
I'm aware of that.
Does what it does extremely well.
For what it is, what you just said, for what it is, Mortal Kombat, the movie, the very first one, is phenomenal for what it is.
Devoid of context, though, it is a silly beat 'em up.
Yes, just
and
like the game is a silly beat 'em up.
Its movie adaptation should treat it thusly.
Mon Mothma's showing off her porn collection now.
These old clips. Are you not into this?
This is my ex-husband. I was married to a catfish.
Night vision. They pan over. You see Paris Hilton.
Amazing.
That's a deep cut.
Why is it so blurry? Goddamn.
And then it cuts to like cartoons.
Who shaved my beard?
What is this mashup of art? Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, so you have the established character, Mon Mothma, who has a certain look. You have Captain Fishman in the screen there.
Admiral Akbar.
Admiral Akbar.
Thank you.
And then you have... Show some respect, you asshole.
Squid-headed monster.
And then you have this brand new character, Kyle Katarn, and they have nothing to go off of.
It's reminding me a lot of the 90s Dune point and click.
Sure.
Where they had those characters that were just like, I'll make him up. He's a big fat guy. And they kind of left it at that. That's what these new character designs look like.
I've always wanted to take part and play the Dune point and click porn adventure. You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, Sandworms Unleashed.
That's it, yeah. Lady Jessica's got just a huge rack in that.
You be nice to Lady Jessica.
I'm being nice. I said she had a huge rack and it's nice.
She got married for love, you monster.
Bring me my concubine.
And she provided the Duke with a son, even though she wasn't supposed to.
Anytime they said concubine, it reminded me of the scene in Mulan.
Concubines. Ugly concubines.
And I'm Lao, king of the rock.
Was that Tone Loc?
I don't know.
I'm loud.
No, it's the guy from Mrs. Doubtfire, right?
Harvey Firestein?
I think so.
Is it?
I don't know. Same voice. Same style of a voice.
Oof.
It's not an oof. It's what he sounds like. He'll be the first to tell you that he sounded like that,
it's
too.
Not an oof. Don't oof me.
Matchmaker, make me a match.
Yeah. No, I you look like Mom.
It's good to see you, Kyle. Good job on Operation Skyhook. The rebels were very impressed. Now it's back to mission hopping, just like the old days. Is that what they call it? Mission hopping?
I like her.
Missionary
She seems
hopping.
fun.
Huh?
I like her. She seemed fun.
Yeah, she's all right.
Ha!
Who is it?
Harvey Firestein.
I was right. God damn it. Ha! Fooled you. You were correct.
You idiot.
What a piece of shit. Dune's an adaptation, right? Like, that counts. That's the adaptation. Frank Herbert novel made into a David Lynchian movie. Is
Yeah.
it David Lynchian if David Lynch made the movie? Does that still count? Kind of like Lovecraftian.
It's inherently Lynchian.
Right. Why is that? Well, because David Lynch made it.
Yes, because there are still definitely some scenes where you're like, yep, only David Lynch would include that.
Are these victims of the Empire here? They're just bodies.
That's Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
And that's Luke and his little dog, too.
Oh, phenomenal.
They're going to make any more Dune movies? At least one, right?
Yeah, they're gonna finish it.
They're going to finish. Well, what do you mean by finish it? They're going to finish.
What is the first 2 books?
Okay.
What is going to be the first 2 books in
Right.
total, I believe, in 3 movie form. So you've gotten the first book. Like, that's essentially what they've done.
And they took some liberties because, of course, they did. They always do.
And now they're taking some time off because I think Chalamet really wants to try to win an Oscar. And Denis Villeneuve, the director, I think he's gonna direct something in the meantime too.
I think the people that made Lies of P.
But they're all agreed to come back.
Okay.
And
right
it's too goddamn profitable and popular for it not to
Sure.
come back.
The guy that made Lies of P, I think they just looked at Timothy Chalamet and said, I'll make a video game where you're Pinocchio and you have a big sword.
And honestly, it's fine because there's like a 5-year gap. Maybe not that long, but there's a gap in the books. So like it's fine if he ages a little bit.
Right. And he's not going to age that much.
He's as tall as he's going to get. He's
Right.
a little guy. Calm down, guys.
He's going to be a forever twink.
You're right.
His hair will get a little grayer, but the bones stay the same.
Right. Great bone structure. Kid's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Shave his mustache. He's 12 again. It's
Jump
fine.
down here. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, get him.
I'm getting him.
So that's one of the adaptations I'm actually super excited for. You know, because Villeneuve's proved with the first 2 movies that he can deal with the material in interesting ways. It's been popular enough that they're going to keep doing it at this high budget level. And look, as much as I love the Sci-Fi Channel series, it didn't have the budget to do Dune. Come on.
No, but they did the story, though.
They did
Like,
the
it's-
story. If you want the story, watch that.
In order to get the full story as a kid, that's what I watched. I watched the sci-fi series on Dune, on Sci-Fi.
Plus, boobs. It's always nice.
Hell yeah. And they were great. Wonderful. Top notch, really.
Not what I pictured Chani looking like, but
I had no idea. I had nothing to go off of.
Right, yeah, you were going in just fresh.
I was going in blind, and then I saw the light. They're like, Johnny, get him out.
The light in their eyes, that blue effect they do.
And I go, oh, I get it. Oh, I see the appeal now.
That's cool.
Boobies. Hell yeah. Just in the show
Are
right
you
there.
still? Are you still
in the episode
getting-
right there.
I mean, we're not gonna top it.
No, peak episode.
Oh, I hate how everything's peak now.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
It's
Jeez.
what the kids have been saying.
What else did they say? They
And
say
they're just like, oh, that haircut is peak, and you're like, shut up.
I said this zero sugar Dr. Pepper cherry is shrimp coated earlier.
Is it?
A little.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's gross.
Someone else pointed out to me that this guy's like, I'm just working.
Mountain Dew crab juice.
A buddy of mine texted me. He goes, I just had a Dr. Pepper cherry, and I was getting notes of shrimp. I go, ooh. So I went and had one, and I go, oh no.
It's there.
Great. Now I can't drink this anymore. Shit.
Did he ruin it for you? You had them before?
I'll be fine.
Ah, that's so gross.
It is gross.
I don't want a shrimp-based beverage.
It's one of the. There's 23 flavors in there. Shrimp just happens to be one of them.
I don't even like it when they do the little shrimp cocktail in a martini glass thing.
Oh really? Okay, you don't like that?
That's too close to beverage.
Get this crustacean out of my drink, please.
And you may say, Watson, you're not supposed to just drink the marinara.
Swallow the shrimp whole, and then swallow the. What you do is you swallow the shrimp and you wash it down with the marinara.
Do you remember in Arrested Development when Job is dating Liza Minnelli?
Yeah.
And they're at the country club eating and he's just reading the menu to her because she doesn't have her glasses.
Yes.
Chicken fingers.
Oh, stop it, you're making me dizzy.
With spicy club sauce.
No, I mean stop it.
That's one of those infinite rewatch shows. I will always watch Arrested Development. It's always funny.
It's a good thing I killed everybody already, or they'd be shooting me while this bridge slowly turns.
I've been watching a lot of MASH, which is a terrible adaptation of the Korean War.
Oh. Jesus. Oh, we'll ride it, I guess. Yeah, why not? See where it just stays spinning. It's just on. This is like a turbine situation.
Yeah. That was pretty clear.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, given how it moved.
Oh, you're right.
And then kept moving.
Given how it didn't stop moving. You idiot. Can I drip down here, or is this bad? The water's fine.
You seem alright.
Get in, the water is fine. How do you know? Well, I'd be dying if it wasn't.
Alright, so the little gauge on the left part of the screen is really distracting because the left part of it looks like half of Roberto from
I was going to
Futurama.
say Roberto from Futurama or E.T.
There's some E.T. The blobbiness makes it E.T.
I'm not a robot! I'm not a robot!
There's something in the water shooting at me.
Jesus.
Get him. This is horrifying. He won't take his leather jacket off. That's got to be uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a wet leather jacket now.
That's going to chafe.
Raw bantha hide.
Is that Rick Moranis up there?
We'll find out eventually. How do I get out of here?
It really looked like Darth Helmet.
I didn't mean to jump in here. Well, no, I did. I did on purpose because I was like,
yeah.
you're like, no, you did.
Quick question, how are you supposed to get out of here?
This might be an elevator. Elevator? Not an elevator, just a discolored wall.
You ever play The Sims and you take out the ladder from the pool?
Right.
That's what they've done to you.
That's what I've done to myself. I said I didn't mean to. I absolutely did moments ago. I was like, can I drip down here? Is this bad? The water's fine.
You seem alright.
Get in, the water is fine. To date the episode a little bit, this weekend, the weekend of July 4th weekend, 2025, a new Jurassic World movie is coming out, or it came out, one of the two. Jurassic World Rebirth. Not technically an adaptation, but the first Jurassic Park and the second Jurassic Park are adaptations. Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park and then Michael Crichton's The Lost World. Both
Correct,
phenomenal books. I read them when I was a kid.
Yeah, Michael Crichton books are so good. They're so readable, you know?
I need to abort the mission or restart the mission. I'm restarting the mission. Yeah, they're very readable. I read them when I was like 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good age for that.
Yeah.
And it was the first moment as a kid where I go, oh, wow, the book is way better than the movie.
Well, it's cool because you get to feel like you're a grown-up reading a grown-up story, but it's still about, like, dinosaur carnage.
Right.
So...
And you're like, oh, the compies are eating babies now. Oh, that's upsetting.
It is a little upsetting.
Lex and Tim look over and they see the raptor on the dock and they realize that some of the dinosaurs got off the island. You learn that in the book. Spoilers, by the way.
Well, and he really goes out of his way to explain some of the genetic stuff, and it's super interesting.
It's engaging the whole way through.
Very engaging. That's
it's
a good
such
word
an
for it.
easy read because it's not boring at all. Even the quote-unquote boring parts are interesting because they're filled with lore. You know? It's fascinating.
You fucking love lore.
I fucking love lore, baby. Need it. Need that lore.
Want lore, need lore.
Anyway, then they made Jurassic Park 3, and I go, oh, boy.
Really swerved off the rails.
Fucking went sideways, didn't we? That's unfortunate. I watched a video the other day. It was everything great about Jurassic Park 3. And it's this guy, he does these videos. One channel is everything great about a movie, and then he'll do another video, everything wrong with the movie. I like watching the everything great about the movie. I like a positive message. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't watched any of his everything bad about this movie.
I'm delighted.
I think it'll ruin everything for me.
I'm delighted to see that the older that I've gotten, the less that I feel like dwelling in negative things.
Right.
You know, I'm happy to just like what I like and just go on about my day. Like you said, I'm not going to go watch the 10 worst things about this thing video. I ain't got time for that.
I'm not going to rewatch 10 things I had about you. I already know the 10 things. I don't need a reminder. No, I was telling the wife recently that...
I mostly hate the way I don't hate you. Not even a little bit. Not even at all.
Not even a little bit. Some twists and turns. Character development. I'm sure it'll be great.
I'm sure it'll be great.
I was telling the wife that when I was a younger man, I identified way more with Batman and, Fight Club.
Oh, God.
That kind of stuff.
Look, you're finding your place, growing up, trying to figure out a good model of masculinity, and then you get to a certain point where you want to start critiquing masculinity, and you discover things like, Fight Club and, I don't know, The Matrix and shit like that, where there's definitely saying things about what it is to be a guy.
Yeah, Batman to a certain extent.
Batman, sure.
But no, I'm really excited about the new Superman movie, and in fact, I like all the new Superman stuff that came out. There was an animated series on HBO Max. It was great. There was that
Was
series.
that My Friend Superman?
I think so, yeah. There was Lois and Superman, or Superman and Lois, whatever that series was called. It was fun to watch.
Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman.
Not a good show. A bad show. But fun. It was silly. I think Mark Hamill was in a couple episodes.
Dean Cain, the rapist?
Dean Cain? No, the extra from Rat Race. That Dean Cain. What a loser.
They must have been like 15 calls down the list for cameos.
Right. They're like, have Dean Cain.
I guess Dean Cain. I don't fucking...
Dean says, do I have any lines in this movie? You have one.
They're like, Ron Jeremy isn't returning our calls.
So
call Dean Cain, I guess?
Dean Cain's the guy to have as the cheating boyfriend in Rat Race?
Ugh. Do people remember Rat Race?
I love Rat Race. It's great. I think people remember Rat Race.
I think people remember Cuba Gooding Jr. and John Cleese.
People remember John Lovitz stealing Hitler's car.
Oh, good bit.
It's great. Awesome bit.
Good bit.
I like the bit where they hire the prostitute to get in the kiddie pool, and they list off all the things that they want her to do, and and she goes, all right, well, it costs this much, and everyone comes pouring out. They were all betting on whether or not she'd do it.
Awesome.
They didn't want her to do it. They're like, no, don't do this. This is insane. We just wanted to see if you would and how much it would cost. You can go now. What? Yeah. Shit gets weird when you're rich and eccentric, but not as weird as you think.
No, as weird as I think.
All right, it's about as weird, I think.
No, I saw The Aviator.
So, not pretty sure.
Pretty sure he was pissing in jars. Do you remember that? You remember The Aviator?
I barely. I remember the jar piss. How could I forget?
He's Howard Hughes. And as with every big movie of that time period, John C. Reilly is his best friend.
Call John up. It'll be great. It'll be a good time.
Is John C. Reilly one of the best, if not the best actor of like the past 10 years?
I'm Steve Brule.
Everything from
check it out.
Steve Brule to his character in fucking Boogie Nights.
Dewey Cox? Come on.
He does comedy obviously really well. With or without Will Ferrell.
Right. That's what's great about Walk Hard is that it's not Will, it's starring John C. Reilly.
It is John C. Reilly singing.
Right.
It is his everything.
He's a phenomenal singer too.
It's his range, because the more he plays it seriously, the funnier it gets. And he's really good at that.
You don't want none of this shit, Dewey.
I think I kind of want it.
Okay, but just this once. Come on in.
It makes sex even better.
Right, we're back to the turbine situation. I turn the turbine on.
No, but
right?
name a better actor than John C. Reilly.
Than John C. Reilly?
With more like range and... Because obviously, like, you could say Will Ferrell's funnier, but Will Ferrell hasn't had as much success in dramatic parts.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. John C. Reilly, he was the dad in, like, what was it wasn't The Problem with Kyle or something. Was it that?
We need to talk about Kevin.
We need to talk about Kevin.
The Problem with Kyle.
The problem with... Shit! Damn it, I fell in the fucking water again.
Directed by Eric Cartman.
Ah, god damn it.
The Problem with Kyle.
Punching too much drywall, man. All right, we're back in the water. We're stuck. No, I can't really think of anyone that... Nothing's really coming, like, popping out of me that I
mean, look, there are lots of great actors. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying he's one that, like, he's Wreck-It Ralph, you know?
I'm gonna wreck it!
He's in the new Jack White music video.
He is. Oh, that's so cool, too.
You know what I mean? Like, so he's still out there doing cool stuff. Just popping up, doing music. Like,
I watched an interview with John C. Reilly the other day, and they asked him, where's Steve Brule? And he goes,
probably committed somewhere.
He said he's...
Right? Like a ward of the state kind of thing?
He said, he went into hiding, and I don't think he's going to come back out. They were trying to get him to do Steve Brule.
Everything is, like one question away from being like, do the voice.
Do the voice. And he's like, no.
What would Steve Brule think about the new Jack White music video?
To his credit, he's not embarrassed by his performance.
No, it's just...
But he did it.
He doesn't want to live the rest of his life as Steve Brule or just a jukebox of people making requests for characters.
He basically said, I did Steve Brule.
Yeah.
You can go watch my performance of Steve Brule. I'm not here to talk about that right now. Nor am I ashamed of it, but I'm not going to perform for you.
I don't think Tom Hanks wants to do the Forrest Gump voice if you meet him. Like, that's okay. That's fine.
Figured it out.
He'll probably do Woody for you.
Look, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Aha. Aha.
Yeah, murdering troopers, baby. Die, bastards.
And just like Spaceballs, we ain't found shit.
Nope. All right, we'll see you next week.